this weekend, you would have seen men's lacrosse win by 1 point in the last few seconds of the game. But here to catch you up on that and much more is Brian Catton.
Okay, and with that, we'll go right into men's lacrosse. Winners of 2 games this past week, defeating Trinity 6-2 in a midweek game. Outstanding defensive performance by the Cardinals, dominating throughout, holding Trinity off the board for 32 minutes while building a 3-0 lead and cruising right into a comfortable 4-goal margin. In that game, Wesleyan's goaltender Mark Simmons with 7 saves, so a .777 save percentage with 7 saves and 9 shots on net. Then came Tufts, and this was a big game. Tufts came in having won 10 of their last 11 games. The 2 games they lost to begin the season against Conn and Hamilton came with them very short troop due to internal disciplinary activity. So they were pretty much ready to rumble, and they jumped out to a 3-0 lead on the Cardinals. Wesleyan stormed back, scored 5 goals in the second period to take a 5-3 lead, held the lead throughout the rest of the game, either by 1 goal or 2 goals, but it came down to the last minute. Tufts did score with 1:25 to go to make it 8-7. They won the face-off. They lost the ball. Wesleyan got the ball. Tufts got the ball. Wesleyan got the ball. Finally, the Cardinals held on to it and ended up killing off the last minute in the Tufts zone and preserving that victory. What did it mean? Wesleyan at 6-3 now will have a home contest for the upcoming NESCAC tournament, which starts on Saturday the 27th. Opponent still to be determined. Cardinals can finish as high as second with a win over Conn in their final regular season game on Wednesday. We're hoping for that. Could slip to 4th if they don't win. We'll see how it goes. Now we're going to talk about softball. Little 3 champions, second Little 3 champion of the season, joining the men's lacrosse team. Doing it at Amherst, as did men's lacrosse. Great job winning 2 games. First at home, 5-2 behind Stu Pardo's pitching and Joe Gately's hitting. And then they go up to Amherst, drop the first game, falling behind 5-0, cutting it to a run, but eventually losing 7-5. So now it's all down to the next game, and Stu Pardo holds Amherst to 1 hit in a 5-inning game. Cardinals smack the ball around all over the place. Joe Gately with another home run, and the Cardinals win 8-0 in 5 innings, cinching Little 3 championship and 1 victory away from qualifying for the NESCAC tournament. We think that's going to happen this weekend. It's a showdown with Middlebury, both teams 7-2 in NESCAC West activity. Winner of 2 out of 3 will be the NESCAC West champion. Both teams likely to go. There's a fly in the ointment, that's Williams. If they sweep Hamilton and either Middlebury or Wesleyan sweeps the other, the team that loses 3 is going to fall out, and Williams will jump in despite their losing record. A little scary, but I think the Cardinals will get the job done. Stu Pardo, 12-0 on the season, 3 wins this past week, 12 hits allowed, 19 innings, 25 strikeouts, just getting the job done day in and day out. Team up to 24-7, ranked 4th in the Northeast region, according to the NCAA, which is a great spot to be, even for an at-large bid to the NCAAs. It's going to be tough to beat Tufts as the NESCAC tournament goes on. They've got a pitcher that's just ridiculous, Miss Fournier, who's given up 3 earned runs in 76 innings with 144 strikeouts. This is why she's a first-team All-American. Pardo right behind her, 125 strikeouts in 88 innings. It's going to be an interesting final week or 2 of the season. So Tufts will be hosting the NESCAC tournament. Wesleyan will be there. I'm calling it today. Joe Gately breaking the school record for RBI in a season. She's up to 44. That's amazing. Up to 6 home runs, 14 doubles, about an 800 slugging percentage. The kid is getting the job done. 4 home runs last week, 3 doubles. She's a machine. And she was perfect in the field at shortstop as well. So great job all the way around for softball. 24 wins ties the school record. Next one against Middlebury will break that. And the last time Wesleyan had 24 wins, it came opposite 16 losses, this team with just 7. This is the pinnacle of Wesleyan softball success this year, and we're very happy for the team and for Coach Jen Lane. Now we're going to talk about men's tennis. Had a kind of a truncated week, didn't get to play Colby because of possible weather conditions, ended up beating Conn 8-1. They're in good position to qualify for the NESCAC tournament for the first time in the 8-year history of the 16 bracket that the NESCAC has adopted. What they'll need to do is beat Colby when they make up that match. Then they have to go to Bates. That will be a tough match. A win there could propel them to the 4th seed. A loss, it's going to be interesting. They beat Tufts, they beat Trinity. Both those teams much higher ranked in the Northeast rankings than the Cardinals. Cardinals not ranked. Trinity and Tufts both ranked in the top 10 or 11 out of 20 that are ranked. So Wesleyan has shown they can beat some good squads. Now the question is, will the seeding committee honor that and say, those 5-4 wins are not flukes. That's Wesleyan tennis. So we'll see how they do. We're hoping for the best. It would be great if they can get into that tournament for the first time. Now we'll talk to women's lacrosse. Dropped a couple of matches against nationally ranked squads, losing to Trinity and Tufts. They're 4-10. They're going to close out the year against Con on Wednesday at home. That'll be their final game. Men's women's crew had a day to get ready for their match against Williams as they rode in Worcester on Sunday instead of Saturday due to conditions on the Connecticut River. Both teams lost by appreciable margins, about 3 or 4 lengths. The men losing by about 10 seconds, the women by 12 seconds. Williams is the top-ranked crew in Division III in both men's and women. So Cardinals represented themselves well. They'll finish against Trinity at home this coming weekend. Trinity also very well respected in the national picture. I think they're second in New England, second nationally on the women's side. Another tough race for the Cardinals. Hopefully they do well, and especially before the home crowd. Let's see. Women's tennis split, losing to Tufts 9-0. Came back to beat Con 7-2. They'll need a huge upset against Trinity. Yes, on Tuesday. That's tomorrow. They will need to beat Trinity to get into the NESCAC tournament. It's going to be tough. Trinity is 7th in the region. They're nationally ranked. We'll see what the Cardinals can come through with there. Also, the golf team competed up at Williams. We'll just leave it at that. The track teams competed in the Little 3 championships. We had 5 champions, 3 on the men's side, 2 on the women's side. Wesleyan's women finished second, beating Amherst. The men were third, losing to both Amherst and Williams. And baseball. Well, we're going to have a little talk with one of the stars of the baseball team this past weekend up at Middlebury. They had lost, surprisingly, in the first game 4-3, had their chance in the 8th inning of the first game to pull ahead, didn't get the job done, needed to come back and win both games against Middlebury on Saturday. It was a tight game in the first game of the doubleheader, a 1-0 game heading into the latter stages of the 7-inning game. Cardinals pulled it out easily, 6-0. Jeff Blount holding the Panthers to 2 hits, 9 strikeouts, getting the job done. His second shutout against a NESCAC West squad as he shut out Williams earlier in the season. Then comes the second game. Cardinals fall down early 3-0. Go ahead 4-3. Things don't look too good in the bottom of the second inning, and they make a pitching change. Doesn't happen that often that you pull a starter in the second inning, but Coach Mark Woodworth said, we got to make a change. In comes Sam Elias, and he'll tell you what he ended up doing as the Cardinals swept the doubleheader, and now they're into the tournament. Just don't know if they're going to be the first seed or the second seed. They're playing Amherst in a 3-game NESCAC West series this weekend. First game at home, next 2 games Saturday on the road. Winner of 2 out of 3 will be NESCAC champion of the West, host the NESCAC tournament, and be Little 3 champions. Very, very exciting, very interesting. Stay tuned for that.